Hello everyone, dear community, a warm welcome to this new video. It's great to have you with us again. In today's video, I have a new cordless reciprocating saw from Makita on the table for you. Specifically, we're talking about the compact yet powerful MAKITA DJR189. What we can really expect from this compact cordless reciprocating saw, what the device has to offer, and how it performs in practical testing, we'll thoroughly explore in today's video. So without further ado, let's not waste any time and dive right into it after the intro. But if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel for free and activate the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos. You can find the current prices in the video description below. Thank you for your support, and now let's get started after the intro. Makita DJR183, DJR186, 187, and now the 189. Yes, on this channel I've already introduced you to several Makita cordless reciprocating saws, and today we're looking at the new compact model, the Makita DJR189. What sets this compact cordless reciprocating saw from Makita in the 18-volt format apart, and who would benefit from investing in it, we'll find out together in today's video. That's why we'll start by examining the contents of the package. As you can see below, the device is currently available in the solo version, which is the DJR189Z. Therefore, I don't expect there to be too much in terms of package contents. But I would say let's take a look inside the product box. As you can see, inside the product box, in addition to the actual reciprocating saw, there's all the paperwork, the user manual, safety instructions, and the like, and not to forget, quite practical, 3 saw blades are also included, 1 for wood and 2 bimetal blades. And that's it, there's nothing more in the solo version. I'll also link the other variants with a battery and charger in the video description below. For this reason, let's set aside everything around it for now, because I would say it's time to take a detailed look at the good piece, the new Makita reciprocating saw DJR189. Starting with the build quality, with the Makita DJR189, we have a Makita typically well-crafted device. This means the saw is extremely precisely manufactured. There are no plastic residues or even gap spacing, and overall, the device is extremely robust. The housing is made of thick plastic, which ensures that the saw gives a really extremely robust and solid impression, but in my opinion, it's not too heavy at the same time. This, I would say, let's just quickly verify. For this purpose, here's the scale. The solo version of the Makita DJR189, as you can see, weighs only around 1,880 grams, which in my opinion is not really heavy. In parallel, we also need an 18-volt battery, preferably a large one in this case, with 5 ampere hours. This gives us a gross weight of 2.5 kilograms. In the context of a large 18-volt 5 ampere hour battery, I believe 2.5 kilograms is not that heavy. Also, partly because the device has a pretty good handling. Compared to all the other previously introduced Makita DJR183, 187, JR001 cordless reciprocating saws, which I'll link for you in the upper right corner on the info card, the Makita DJR189 has a relatively new and compact design as well. The Makita DJR189, in conjunction with the large 5 ampere hour battery, has a total length of about 40 centimeters, with the center of gravity positioned slightly in front of the handle, which has certain advantages and disadvantages. Furthermore, as you can see, the shape is completely different, meaning we have a significantly more compact reciprocating saw compared to all the other models introduced earlier. Due to its compact design and relatively centered center of gravity, it is possible to operate and guide the Makita DJR189 with one hand. It should be noted that the handling is also very well done by Makita with this device. This means that if we take a closer look at the handle, you can see that it's definitely large enough, easy to grip comfortably, and it's rubberized in black, providing a non-slip surface for the entire saw. Regarding the handling, the Makita DJR189 can be easily operated by both right-handed and left-handed users. For this purpose, we find a sufficiently large trigger positioned centrally for activating and regulating the stroke rate, and just above it, slightly inclined, a release button in the form of a bolt for locking and unlocking the tool. Now, about the stroke rate. Before we discuss this point, let's first take a look at the integrated technology. The MAKITA DJR189 naturally features a built-in brushless motor, as you can see from all the BL logos here, which provides the device with the right amount of energy and power. As you can see, the motor is centrally positioned. This gives us a nice centered center of gravity, and it transfers the power directly to the blade up front. Arriving at the very front, as you can see, this compact reciprocating saw also features a large metal stop, which appears extremely robust and resistant. It's also visibly tiltable, which allows us to grip the saw even more securely and provides a larger contact surface. From the standard package, as mentioned earlier, there are 3 compatible blades included for wood and metal. The installation of the blades is just as straightforward as with other devices. This means we have a quick release mechanism at the front. Simply push the blade in and it locks automatically, and similarly, I can easily eject the blade with one hand. Additionally, not to forget, the MAKITA DJR189 also has a small built-in LED, allowing us to see and make cuts in areas where direct light might not reach. After all, the MAKITA DJR189 is designed for easy access to tight corners and confined spaces, which is great. In that regard, in my opinion, there's definitely nothing to complain about because this tool is super compact and highly maneuverable. But the question remains, what is the device's actual performance? I've thoroughly tested this for you in real-world scenarios. For this, I tested the MAKITA DJR189 with a freshly charged 18-volt 5Ah battery and a brand new wood-cutting blade on different materials. I started with the wood-cutting blade on a roof batten 55 by 35 millimeters, making several consecutive cuts to assess the device's performance, and as I expected, I didn't encounter any problems. The same goes for thicker wooden boards 20 by 145 millimeters. And last but not least, I tested the device on a thick wooden log with a diameter of 120 millimeters, which also went smoothly but naturally took longer due to the relatively low stroke height of 22 millimeters. I also tried the same with hardwood, and while there were no major issues, the saw did have to work harder and took more time to make the cuts. Next, I swapped out the wood-cutting blade for a metal-cutting one and tested the saw on a 30mm PVC pipe. No difficulties encountered, and it was very efficient. It's worth mentioning that, in this case, the stroke rate or speed can be slightly reduced as needed. Then I moved on to the durability test, meaning I tested the saw on metal concrete rebar, 8mm, cut very quickly with a new blade, a square tube, 30 by 30 millimeters, and finally a round steel bar 25 millimeters. The device struggled for a while on these materials, but I couldn't find any issues or problems during the test. Another significant advantage of this reciprocating saw in practice is that due to its design, I can easily operate it with one hand and make cuts, which is not always possible with other devices. However, if more pressure is needed, there's an additional handle on the front, allowing for extra pressure to accelerate the cut. This handle's also rubberized, making the MAKITA DJR189 very user-friendly in practice. So let's move on to the conclusion. Who should consider getting this cordless reciprocating saw? It's clear that this device is fantastic for anyone who needs to make one-handed cuts frequently, allowing us to make cuts with this saw without putting excessive strain on our forearm. Also, in terms of performance, in my opinion, and as we saw in the practical test, the device performs quite well. This means that for those who need to make many smaller cuts, this device is definitely top-notch. However, for those who require more power, they should consider looking at the MAKITA DJR187, as it has a slightly larger stroke height and can therefore deliver more power and speed while cutting. For those who are still unsure whether this compact reciprocating saw is powerful enough or not, I'll link the comprehensive test video for you here in the upper right corner on the info card. In that video, I subjected the cordless reciprocating saw to a stress test to assess its battery consumption. That's it for this video. Now it's your turn. What do you think of this compact cordless reciprocating saw from Makita? Please share your opinion and maybe even your experiences in the comments below. I'm eager to hear your feedback. And if you enjoyed this video, please show it with a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to this channel for free and activating the notification bell to ensure you don't miss any future test videos. You can find the current prices of this piece of equipment in the video description below. Thank you very much for your support, and with that, take care. We'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye.